Justice has indeed been served. Now, what the hell am I talking about? Alright, well, I'm a little bit late to this story, let's just be honest with ourselves here. I'm definitely at least a good 1 or 2 days late to this one. But you guys remember, like, I don't know, like a day or two ago when I talked about that one girl that was on TikTok that basically just decided to straight up harass an Uber driver by coughing in his face, taking off his mask, trying to take his phone as well, and, you know, her response to the entire thing was to just act like a stereotypical entitled brat that probably lives off of her daddy's money. Justice has basically been served, but surprisingly enough, what's actually genuinely surprising about this one is that, well, I mean, apparently, this girl turned herself in, and honestly, that's probably the most surprising part about all this, because she honestly seems like the kind of person that would just be stuck up enough to genuinely think that she's above the law and that she wouldn't actually, you know, be arrested for it. Maybe that's why she probably turned herself in, just as like some sort of way to prove that, you know, she's above the law. That's probably why she turned herself in. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. You know, there's a little bit of an article talking about this one, and I'm gonna read it so that way, you know, we can basically laugh at this all together, because honestly, this is just hilarious. Alright, let's just get started here. Woman who coughed on Uber driver facing years in prison after turning herself in. The incident took place on March 7th in San Francisco's Bayview neighborhood, with footage showing a group of women arguing with a driver before one 24-year-old Arna Kimiai. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce that last name correctly. Like, I can probably butcher, like, the simplest sentences, let's just be fair here. Before one 24-year-old Arnold coughed on him. On March 14th, the San Francisco Police Department confirmed that Kimiai was in custody after surrendering to the authorities. According to ABC7, Kimiai now faces charges of first-degree robbery, battery on a transit employee, and conspiracy to commit a crime. Well, I mean, let's just be fair here, okay? I don't even think it was just conspiracy because, well, I mean, she was dumb enough to do it while being recorded, so I don't think it was just conspiracy to commit a crime, unless they were actually planning on doing, like, another crime, like, you know, after they got off of, like, the Uber drive thing, like, you know, I don't know, you know, what exactly they were actually conspiring to do, you know, beyond harassing an Uber driver. Maybe, you know, they were planning on harassing people within, like, I don't know, like a Publix or something like that. I genuinely don't even know. Like, let's just be fair here. They're probably dumb enough to start harassing just, like, retail employees and just, like, restaurant workers because, well, they're dumb enough to just, you know, harass just a fucking Uber driver. Well, the district attorney's office hasn't commented on what the robbery charge applies to. We do know that Kimiai's bond is set at $75,000 or 54,000 pounds, apparently, if someone over in the fucking UK wants to bail her out, although hopefully people aren't that dumb over there, right? Right? In a new report, Vice has broken down the charges, saying that she could be facing years in prison. The outlet explains that the charge of battery of a transit employee comes with a potential 1 year in prison and up to $10,000, while first-degree robbery charge could see her in prison for anything between 3 and 9 years. So basically, a grand total for those is, like, already, like, pretty much about, like, is, like, you know, about, like, maybe 4 years at, like, you know, at, like, worst, in my personal opinion, because honestly, she doesn't really deserve to be out of prison at all if she's actually this unbelievably and sensibly, like, genuinely dumb. And, like, you know, 10 years at the very best, because, well, I mean, for something like this, for someone that is clearly this unbelievably privileged, like, honestly, she really does deserve a lot more than just, like, a slap on the wrist, in my personal opinion. Like, that's just... You just don't cough on people, alright? Is it so hard not to do that? Is it so difficult to not, like, go out of your way and cough on, like, someone that's just like a goddamn Uber driver? They're just trying to do their job. You don't need to make it harder. Along with that, a sentence for Kimiai's conspiracy to commit a crime charge also holds a potential of 1 year in prison, and that's before taking into account her violation of California's mask mandate and health codes, which could carry a number of fines. Oh my god. I didn't even know that California was actually that strict on that. Can we actually have some enforcement of masks over here in Florida so that way we don't have dumb fucks constantly screwing up with everything and keeping us inside? Like, Jesus. Speaking before she had handed herself in, McCrae said the behavior captured on video in this incident showed a callous disregard for the safety and well-being of an essential service worker in the midst of a deadly pandemic, which is, like, just genuinely true. Like, honestly, you know, I'm no scientist myself. I basically consider myself probably, like, you know, bottom of the barrel girl in terms of intelligence, in my personal opinion, but, like, when it comes to this, honestly, like, I could look at this and go, like, wow, she is a complete douchebag. We take this conduct very seriously in San Francisco, and we're committed to ensuring that justice is done in this case. Another of the women in the video, 24-year-old Malaysia King, has also been arrested on charges of assault with a caustic chemical, assault and battery, conspiracy, and violation of health and safety code. Jesus Christ, man, it's just a gang of absolutely fun people to be around. Like, honestly, just a great group of friends. We have one that's over here trying to take people's phones and just, like, trying to infect people, and then there's another one over here that apparently is, like, straight up doing, like, what, chemical warfare? A police statement said that the Uber driver had picked up 3 female passengers at San Bruno Avenue and Felton Street at approximately 12:45 p.m. A few minutes later, the driver stopped the vehicle and ended the ride when he realized one of the passengers was not wearing a mask in compliance with the state and local public health orders for COVID-19, the statement explained. The driver said that he could not continue the fare unless all passengers are wearing their masks. An altercation ensued, largely captured on video, and one of the passengers reached over the driver from the rear seat area and stole the driver's cell phone. Honestly, you know, the fact that this all happened just because the fact that this driver was just straight up going like, hey, you need to be wearing a mask, otherwise I'm not moving this damn thing. Honestly, I'm just not surprised, okay? It's usually people that are this goddamn pompous that are usually acting like this. Like, the victim grabbed and eventually regained possession of his phone. The suspects then exited the vehicle, and another passenger reached into an open window and sprayed what is believed to be pepper spray into the car towards the driver. The suspects fled the scene. SFPD's robbery unit took over the investigation and identified the 2 suspects soon after, Miss Kim Yai and Miss King. Oh my god, okay, yeah, it was just straight up a, like, chemical goddamn warfare. Like, they were actually petty enough. Like, they were told that, you know, they couldn't go anywhere unless all of them were wearing masks. And apparently, this was such a big deal that one of them just decided to walk over, open up the man's goddamn window, and start trying to pepper spray the poor man. Like, oh my god. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. It's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content like this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'll put the handle somewhere on the screen, you get the point. And, yeah. Anyways, guys, this has been Sanity, and have yourselves a nice day.
So say goodbye. See you again sometime. La da 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 da. この瞬間が宝物。君たちと私いつまでも今日も生きてよかった。マジよかった。